Good morning, everybody. It is currently 2:40, I guess, in the bloody morning. I've basically been up for an hour. Sorry for the quality of the video, because it is pitch black. It's still really early in the morning. If you ain't following me on Twitter, you wouldn't have seen the big old thread of what I was going to do. I've already talked to a friend of mine, the one who's helping me with the challenge and everything. I've been having wear your seatbelt. I've been having some problems with ARK, and apparently I am not the only one who's been having these issues. Even though I had to reinstate my older PC, and I might as well tell you, I had to send back my new PC for repairs. A wire blew, and just make sure like nothing else got messed up or anything, I had to send it in. So that's why I ran into an issue. I was trying to figure out why, and then when I took one of the panels off, I found the reason why. Shit happens. It might have happened due to a storm, or I don't know, something else might have happened. But when it comes to ASA, ARK Survival Evolved, or ARK Survival Ascended, I've been running into a lot of problems where as soon as I load up the game, I click on it, you bring the game up, within a few minutes of it loading, before it brings up the loading screen, before you can go into either your server or your single player world, the game just crashes. It's done that several times to me. I've done all that I could. All the verifying of files, stuff like that. I did all of that. And yeah, I did upgrade the graphics card to a 40 series for this older PC. And when I did that, I had no issues. I didn't even have any issues when I had the older graphics card. But ever since this latest update to the game that happened a week ago, I've been having problems, and I've only been able to play for like 30 minutes, so it's been halting progress in this 100 days challenge. You'd think I'd make this video later when you guys can actually see me, but I am here. At this point, I'm just gonna have to go for endgame. But I'm making a vlog about it instead of. I'll most likely re-explain as to why, because I'm probably gonna leave some of the crashes in, so that way you guys can see why when I go to do something, I all of a sudden can't, because the game crashes. And you'll see, I'll point out why I'm constantly saving and hoping that the game don't crash, and then the game crashes, and then I gotta hope I don't lose another 10 to 20 minutes worth of progress I've made, or happening to redo something all over again. I stated in that long thread that I posted yesterday that I wasn't blaming the devs. Ultimately, the higher-ups of Wildcard and Snell Games especially are the absolute problem. they, especially like if Wild Card knew and would have paid more attention to their devs, that they knew that the game was not ready, they shouldn't have rushed it out the door. And obviously Snail Games pushed for that to happen because of a deadline. What should have happened, they should have gave it more time. Even if it's for early access, the game's not done. The game has problems for both servers, online multiplayer, and as well for anything else. And I really don't care for minigames, for what they did with the whole Mickey Mouse thing. I don't care for that. I don't. I think it's dumb. I don't think they should have done anything like that at all. I don't approve of that. But that's my opinion. I don't approve of that at all. I really don't. And if you're wondering if this is the time I usually go to work, I'm usually up by 2 o'clock. And basically, I'm on my way to work right now as we speak. But, yeah, I just don't approve of it. I mean, yeah, it's cool to see something different, but with a game that's not done, the game that has a remaster of a game that isn't done, isn't completed, promises of maps, a deadline, a timeline to what it should be coming. We should be getting Scorched Earth instead of the center. Yet we're getting the center and not Scorched Earth. And creatures that were supposed to be on the center and Ragnarok are being swapped. And now, with no information about the center, which is supposed to be released at the end of this month, I'm going to have to agree with everybody else. There's a good possibility that we will not see the center at all on the 29th of February. And that's pretty sad. Again, I'm not blaming the devs. The devs are doing what they can. The devs aren't the sole blame for it. It's Wildcard, the main company, and Snail Games that are the main problem. They're the ones that are the issue. Devs are doing everything that they possibly can. And if I chose to be in the Discord again, it's going to be hard to try and get any information because it's so damn toxic. Because there's so many people running their mouths, not fully understanding, making more complaints than anything, and harassing the devs, threatening the devs' lives, everything. It's just so toxic. That's why I will not join the Discord again. I ain't saying that still is happening, but there are some YouTubers, ARC YouTubers, who are still mentioning it because they're still seeing it. It's still happening now as to, why, ARC, Wildcard, the devs making these promises of these timelines and then not following through with it. And then all of a sudden, delay after delay after delay. And they're happening to rely on maps that aren't done. They're happening to rely on mods of certain things that just aren't done. And they have to play it on one map, and that's the island. It basically, when I'm done with this challenge, because I feel due to the crashes that I have to go for endgame at this point. And that's basically what any time I have, or any time that the game actually runs and functions good enough to where it lasts more than 30 minutes. I'm spending that time leveling up creatures, getting saddles made, getting stuff I need, materials needed to make saddles, and armor and ammo, and to be able to take on the end game. So basically, I know with that week that me being sick before the start of 2024 kind of cost me a lot of time, meaning the video probably would have been done a whole month earlier than what it's taken me to do. What I'm basically leading up to is when this video is done, when I'm completely done, I'm going to be uninstalling ASA, and when the Primal Fear Revival series is done, I will be uninstalling Ark Survival Evolved for what will be the last time. I will go back to ASA, but that will be when the game is, functionally better than what it is. And especially when I get my PC back. My good PC. But with that being said, I will be able to go back and work on projects or videos that I have started and haven't been able to fully finish and focus on, because Ark has always been a #1 priority. And I've been trying to get my, sanity reasons. I've been trying to balance both working on Ark and as well as Nuzlocke, something I've never done, and yet still, after doing 2 Nuzlocke and working on a third, I still have no idea what I'm doing. It's basically a learning process for me. I can get the basic rules down. I don't think I'll ever get to a point where I can do a hardcore Nuzlocke, but it's not something I won't attempt to do. But yeah, I've been trying to go from frustrated with ASA and disappointed with the game that I love so damn much to working on Pokemon Nuzlocke, replaying games I've already replayed countless times. Besides Brilliant Diamond, this is the Gen 4 remakes. I've only played both versions once, and here I am doing a Nuzlocke on one, which is probably the only time I'm going to play that Chibi remake. The only time I'll do a Nuzlocke on that. But yeah, it's been very frustrating, and I'm having to make this decision, which means it might, like all the other plans I had originally written down for this 100 Days Challenge in ASA, thrown out the fucking window. There was a challenge on the spin wheel that I had found online that I would have to do a lap around the island, the whole entire island. If the game crashed, I would fail that challenge because I'll be out in the middle of the ocean getting absolutely destroyed by sharks. And I had tamed creatures that would also be a part of this next challenge that I had found, was beating the Ark maps the Ark map without without using apex creatures, without using a Yudi, a Dari, a Megatherium, Alos, Rexes, Spinos, Giga, or all of those. That was another thing too that I was gearing up for. I mean, I already had completed the challenge that I had to do for this next round of days, but after that, when this update happened, it just kind of screwed everything up. The game is still underperforming when at one point it functioned and performed rather well and had no issues. Now all of a sudden the issues are becoming more consistent with crashes, and I've been seeing a lot of people coming forward about it. So when the end game is done, when I'm done defeating the alpha versions, because I know when it originally was supposed to end with, at some point in the middle, beating Gamma bosses, Gamma Overseer, Beta bosses towards later on, and Beta Overseer, to endgame being Alpha bosses and Alpha Overseer. You guys have seen me take on both Gamma, Beta, and Alpha bosses, but you've only seen me take on the Gamma and Beta Overseer. You've never seen me take on the Alpha. And I know with these 100 Days videos, especially with this specific one, that the challenge is to mainly take on the Alpha bosses and the Alpha Overseer. That's how it's supposed to end. So, yeah, that's what I gotta go to. People are gonna complain, see this video and complain about the quality of it, because I'm recording it while driving to work, and you can't really see me all that well. Tough shit. You get up, I don't really hear it. You get up at 2 o'clock in the morning to go to work. You get up and work and start working a job, and a job requires you to be up at 2 o'clock in the fucking morning. I don't want to hear it. And I gotta send more emails to get more info, and I gotta do other this, that, and whatever. I guess in some cases, when certain things, it's good that you have a friend that's willing to do some work for you to help make some thumbnails. Will I do another challenge on ASA? Yeah, I've already started writing up an idea, and I'll be using a mod to do it. And I will reveal what mod it is eventually when I go to start recording that challenge. But hopefully I'll have my PC back by then. That is what I'm hoping for. Shit, what else was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, there's a couple other games I'm going to try out. One is that Nightingale game. I'm going to be trying that out. And I think there's another one called, something Banished. I think I'm going to try that. It's that two lovers fighting ghosts, that sort of thing. And and they're trying to break a curse. I've seen some of it, but there's a lot of the story elements that I really don't know. I'm going to be giving that a shot if it's playable. Because this isn't, going to be playing it on an older PC. Even with the graphics card, you have no fucking idea if it's going to work. That in itself. Because there's still that medium game that I can't play on console. Though I think I might have bought it on console, thinking that I'd be able to play it. No, you can only play it on an X Series S. Xbox Series XS. And, or on PC. But when I tried playing it on PC for stream, when I was streaming at the time, it wouldn't work. It would work if I didn't have OBS up, but as soon as I brought OBS up, it would scream at me. That was back then. That was when I had the 6060. I haven't tried to reinstall it and play it when I had a 30 series, let alone now that I have a 40 series. But I don't know. Maybe I will try playing the medium again. Even though I do have, thanks to gift cards, I'm going to get off the ARC subject and just kind of talk about other shit. That I do have an Xbox S now, thanks to Best Buy gift cards. So if you get a lot of gift cards for Christmas, save them. Don't go wasting them and spending them right away. Save them. Hold on to them. They could be useful in the long run. Hold on to them. Because I saved myself $400. Still, I won't be able to save much money because it might make me rebuy all the games that I have, especially for XS that are related, that are unplayable on my Xbox One. That in itself might piss me off. Yeah. It's too early in the morning for this shit. I gotta switch hands. What are my thoughts on if I was to guess, the Pokemon Direct, or the Nintendo Direct, or what's coming up? People are wanting Johto Let's Go. People are wanting Gen 5 remakes. And because of the fan base, the Pokemon Company, Game Freak, Nintendo have been pushing these Pokemon games out every 3 years, 2 to 3 years, and people keep bashing them because the games are never done, the games are never finished, they're claimed to be a finished product, the games don't work, yada yada, drop frames, glitches, yada yada. People keep bashing them, or how the remakes are made. You guys wanted Gen 4 remakes, you guys bitch like 2-year-olds for over a decade. You finally got it, and then you bitch about it because it's in chibi form. It's literally nothing but chibis. You got your Gen 4 remakes, now shut the fuck up. That's my honest opinion about that. You guys bitch like 2-year-olds for Gen 4 remakes, and you got them, so shut the fuck up. I don't care. I didn't care for Gen 3. I didn't care for Gen 4. I didn't really care much about Gen 5. I will say Gen 5 game, the game for Gen 5 was far better than Gen 3 and Gen 4. I don't give two shits what anyone else says. I will say that Gen 5 is probably the better one out of the 3. But I don't care for 3 generations of the firefighting types when they could have done so much better. They could have went a whole nother different route. I agree with somebody else that had raged about it on Twitter. That there is no reason for them to announce a remake for this year. There is literally no reason to call out Gen 10, to release a trailer for Gen 10, to release a trailer for another Let's Go game, which I don't care about the sales. Let's Go will never be a true Pokemon game in my eyes, because it's basically Pokemon Go, and you're reliant more on catching than you are on actually just playing the damn game like you're supposed to. Constantly catching the Pokemon in that game and relying on the trainers to get that extra XP for your mons was useless. It was completely useless. We don't need another Let's Go. What I would like to see instead of a Let's Go is like a Legends Arceus, or Arceus, how some people say. I would rather see a Legends Celebi version than anything else, because I want to see what the legendary dogs legitimately were. I know some are claiming that they possibly would have been Vaporeon, Flareon, and Jolteon that got trapped in Ho-Oh's tower that got burned down. I don't know if that's true. I would like to see what they originally were. I want to see what really brought that legend to be. I want to see those hidden little details. I want to know for sure that's the case. And it would be great to experience that and to hear the story retold in a Legends version of Johto. And it would be also nice to see a Legends version of Gen 5, so that way you can see what the original dragon of that legend story, that history of Gen 5 and Unova originally looked like before it got split. That's something that should be more prioritized instead of getting a stupid Let's Go version. And if Gen 5 comes out, they should make Gen 5 to resemble more, not exactly of an open world, but kind of in that design with the characters. Going the chibi route, in my opinion, seems rather lazy. Hence why they got bashed about it when Gen 4 remakes were released, is because it was nothing but chibis. Nah. Well, there's a possibility that, as well, that we might get the Game Boy versions of Pokemon added to that little thing that they got on the Switch. Well, if they're upgrading the Switch to the Super Nintendo Switch, or Nintendo Switch 2, that'll be coming out later next year, that they should do what they did with the Nintendo DS and have the Game Boy versions of the games, including the Game Boy Advanced versions, to be on the Switch. That'd be easier for someone like me who doesn't do emulators or anything like that, to be able to play those games again without having to charge up a DS and go that way and play them older games again. This is just my opinion when it comes to the Pokemon games, when it comes to the Pokemon Direct. I think it's too early. I think they should wait till 2026 to release the games. Even the remakes. Wait till 26. Wait till 2026. Releasing a remake that you guys had been, that they would possibly be working on in the background while the Paldea games were released and, have been released for a while. I mean, that's fine. You went from working on Paldea to already working on the next trend, to working on the remakes, to working on the possibility of bringing the older version games to the Switch before you fully make the transition to the new Switch that's coming out later next year. You should wait till the following year in 2026 to bring out the next Pokemon game, especially main storyline Pokemon game. As to why? To make sure it performs well. To make sure that you have a proper story that people can be interested in. That also, it doesn't take 2 hours to get through the beginning of the game. Because that's a bit of a pain in the butt. Because that's a lot of editing that some people have to do when you're doing Nuzlocke. You gotta cut a bunch of that out. That, it's just stupid and frustrating, mainly. Because Pokemon started with, you get your Pokemon and then you go. And then all of a sudden, it went from get your Pokemon to let's spend 2 hours in a tutorial. Yay. No. Do I like the concept that they did with Paldea? Yeah. Do I like the fact that it took 2 or 3 hours to get to the beginning of it? No. It shouldn't have taken that long. But it is what it is, right? I feel like they should wait till 2026 before they release any main story game. If you want to wait till next year to release a remake, that'd be fucking perfect. Because it would shut up a lot of people who are demanding to see it towards the end of 2024, this year. It would make them wait till the next year before they get to see that. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here because I'm going to go get some breakfast, and then I'm going to go and go to work. So, see you next time. Peace.